For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Flubbos say, and I say flubbos say, that they are not happy with their party because they are concerned that their executive has persons who are involved in things that are corrupt. I'm saying flubbos say, and then Labourers are saying that they are not happy with their party because their prime minister is not serious. So if you have a situation where Labourers are not happy with Labour and Flubbos are not happy with Flubbo, then it means basically it's an open field, Tim. It's an open field.
And he wants to fill that void. Just heard there from Dr. Andre Matthew. He was my guest on last evening's Newsmaker Live broadcast on DBS television. So according to him, Flubbo say, Pamwakidi, Flubbo say, there are people in the previous administration of the United Workers' Party who are corrupt. It is also being said that the current administration of Philip J. Pierre very much not serious with regard to the proper stewardship of the country. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And later I'll be hearing from you at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. Later I'll be hearing from Dr. Matthew along with Gina Cornier, because it was about 9 years ago. I also interviewed the two individuals on a talk show I hosted then on Choice Television called Hot Button Issue. And they had a lot to say then about politics and their intention to play their part as far as creating change in the country. That was 9 years ago. So what say you? To the suggestion that there is a void in the country politically, it is a case of people have little to no faith in the United Workers' Party because of certain allegations have been leveled at it. And as far as the St. Lucia Labour Party is concerned, in the words of Dr. Matthew, they're just not ready. They're just not serious. And this is being attributed primarily to the nation's Prime Minister, Mr. Philip J. Pierre. Remember, Pope Francis, in a run-up to the presidential election, said that sometimes you have to choose between the lesser of the two evils. In the case of, it was Kamala Harris and President Trump. Is that what the Americans did during the presidential elections of November? In the case of St. Lucia, are you of that particular mindset? As far as the performance of our two main political parties when it comes to the governance of the country. Because it takes just a few hours after a general election for the supporters of the losing side to start to complain. So when the United Workers' Party won the 2016 general election, the following day supporters of the SLP were complaining. And when the St. Lucia Labour Party won the 2021 poll, it was the same for the United Workers' Party. But is there any kind of merit? Can we give credence to what the people of this country have been complaining about over the last 3.5 years or so? And I'm talking about, in particular, health care. And you'll be hearing from a particular individual, a politician, again chastising this administration as far as health care is concerned. Take, for example, crime. And unfortunately, I must report to you that there was a firearm was also recovered at the scene of that incident. And if I did not tell you again, the incident occurred at Bogies, Babonneau. And we can only wish, but just reporting and wishing such victims a speedy recovery is not sufficient. We need to stem the flow of illegal guns, illegal firearms and ammunition into our country. Or if we don't know whether it is a case of there are some individuals in St. Lucia, maybe who are manufacturing their own firearms, I don't know. But somehow, there is need for the authorities to get a handle of this situation, this worsening problem. Because last year, officially, it was 77 homicides. It can be worse this year. And that's not what we're praying for. Because there isn't any kind of discrimination as far as the targets of such violent crimes are concerned. Could happen to anyone, any supporter of one party or the other, somebody who does not care about politics, because some of the victims of crime in VFI, I could tell you, they did not have any interest in politics. They had no sides at all. You know why? There was an instance when a toddler, a 2-year-old, was shot along with his grandmother. So that's the evidence. And we need to seriously tackle this issue. And one of the comments, observations was made by Dr. Matthew last evening on the program, is that you don't get a sense that those who are in authority, they care. You don't get the empathy coming from those individuals. They don't display the kind of zeal, the kind of desire, as if they're so well scripted. One crime is one too many. One homicide is one too many. We need to, and all kind of cliches. We need to get to the bottom of this particular issue. At the end of the day is this. At the end of the day is that. And those crimes did not start from July of 2021. But yet still, those people have been given the mandate and they have taken it upon themselves the responsibility to hold certain key positions in the country that would arm them with the requisite titles, that would indicate a desire or even a willingness, or they have the capability to tackle those problems and to do so effectively. I mean, when somebody has assumed the position of National Security Minister, National Security Minister, you take this lightly. Minister with responsibility for health, that's the designation he gets or she gets. Minister with responsibility for education. And there comes the disappointment when the individual who is responsible for national security says, I wasn't a policeman. It's the responsibility of the police to do this and to do that, as if they're just a figurehead. We should cease having individuals who have fancy titles and do not want to carry out the duties that come with such positions. And so it boils down again to leadership and whether there is need, according to Dr. Matthew, for us to have a third political force, third political party in St. Lucia, or should we just resign ourselves to choosing the lesser of the two evils? It's either SLP or UWP. When SLP is in opposition, it accuses the United Workers' Party of having corrupt people within its ranks. The SLP is in office, the same is being done by the United Workers' Party. Crime continues to plague this country, only it has gotten worse. Record number, 77 homicides. And yet still, your National Security Minister and Prime Minister, Minister with responsibility for finance, boasts. And he says, next year will be the year of accounting. How can you ever account for this happening under your stewardship? How can you account for this? You know why? Because he has a script and he knows that what will be his saving grace would be excuse after excuse. We'll open the lines right now to take your calls at 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. And Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. Let me see if I could go through as many of your comments as possible. We have some that we did not go through yesterday. Somebody says there, I came home in October last year, and the rest room in the arrival lounge at the Uranora International Airport was not working. I came back in December of last year, and it was the same story, different month. Friday last week, I came home again, and the restroom is still not working. This is very shameful that the Uranora International Airport, the biggest airport in the island, which receives hundreds of passengers on a daily basis, and the restroom is not functioning. This leaves me to believe that the management and staff take no pride in the service the guest receives. Management of SLASPA, I hope you are listening to NewsSpin today and get off your behind and fix the restroom. I'll read this one again. And I hope that you're not having lunch at this time. But it is embarrassing if what I just read there to you is true. And also, this speaks volume about the inability of our authorities to fix some minor issues, some minor inconveniences, far less those things that are considered to be more complicated. I came home in October last year, and the restroom in the arrival lounge at the Uranora International Airport was not working. I came back in December of last year, and it was the same story, different month. Friday last week, I came home again, and the restroom is still not working. This is very shameful that the Uranora International Airport, the biggest airport in the island, which receives hundreds of passengers on a daily basis, and the restroom is not functioning. This leaves me to believe that the management and staff take no pride in the service the guests receive. Management of SLASPA, I hope you are listening to NewsSpin today and get off y'all behind and fixed the restroom. Now, I know you go to various social activities and functions, and a lot of people are so afraid to venture to the restroom or the restrooms, powder rooms at some entities. But this not ought to be the case at our main airport, the Uranora International Airport. And somebody says that the airport is a mess. Not enough seats for departing passengers, and St. Lucia has the highest fees and taxes placed on airline tickets. We need to do better. Another one says, is our government ready for Trump's deportees? I've not heard from the authorities in Castries with regard to what we can expect, whether we're in a position to receive our deported brothers and sisters, because it almost seems imminent that this will happen. It's not a question of when. It's not a question of if, but it's a question of when. Let me say good afternoon to you, Amanda. Let's see what's happening. If you have any comments in the chat room.
Good afternoon, team. Good afternoon, NewsSpinners. Someone says, man, we not happy with you. Stay out of Flobo's business. Another comment reads, I will not be going to that doctor never again before he say I say. A comment reads that they were hiding to come out now to use some person's dishonesty to push his away. Well, he started off badly by trying to accuse my PM of corruption and saying that it was UWP who said it. Someone says, when I look at the doctor last night, he looks like a prime minister. He looks fit for the job. Most of them have a doctorate, which he already has. All he is missing is the crown, because from the next election, there will have to be a crown. Another comment, team people have no faith in the UWP because of allegations. Team people have to do their own investigations and do not listen to gossip and mere allegations. Many voters have no critical thinking and they let emotions cloud their judgment. Many also suffer from an inferiority complex and they see Shas as better than them because of the color of his skin and the fact that he speaks proper English. The public needs to be more politically savvy. Another comment reads, the tourist board both at the national airports is a disgrace. And that's it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for that update. A WhatsApp message reads, this after 3.5 years, the policymaker's best defense for the repeated failures with respect to crime prevention is that he's not a policeman. Then he has completely failed in his role as a policymaker and he needs to go. And some more of your WhatsApp messages. Some of them we received yesterday. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, amen to Dr. Matthews. Good night. Yes, discipline is a superpower. Where do you think the word discipline comes from? It comes from the word disciple, a discipline follower. Tim, corruption is a deficiency of man. The nature of man is sin. Corruption will never stop because it's the frailty of man. And let's see if we have some more WhatsApp messages to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, seemed to be a long one. I don't think I could go through this. Another WhatsApp message. Okay, somebody says via WhatsApp. Okay, please bear with me, trying to get as many as possible. Oh, somebody says, Tim, there is a dead rat at the General Post Office. Okay, let's take your calls now. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages at 716-2026. Once again, 716-2026. Okay, somebody says via WhatsApp, Tim, I called Pato twice and he never answered. Okay, I think we gave you the correct telephone number to call yesterday. That person says, personally, I think anyone, regardless of their occupation, should be vetted regarding their financial status when they run for political office to make sure they are entering politics with clean hands. Another WhatsApp message reads, okay, let's see there. Okay, let's see, I have a next one. It reads there. Tim, the list of deportees from the U.S. to St. Lucia is listed as 202. Will the government tell the people of their arrival and their placement in the community, especially if there are undesirables among them? Just asking. All right, we have a call via WhatsApp as we say hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon to you,
Hello,
caller.
Mr. Poleon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, Rick.
Tim, last night after your show, I went through my archives and I played back an interview you did with Dr. Matthew Andre on Choice. You recall that?
That's 9 years ago. I actually have a clip to be played in just a bit.
And then I interviewed him at least once in more recent times on Talk. You recall that?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. And I didn't see any change whatsoever in thinking, in attitude, in perspective, absolutely nothing. And I really was quite depressed to discover that. Now, he kept on talking about the people, the people, the people. And I wondered why he was not able to come out there and say, my investigations is, or even comment on things in the news or actuality. I would have been prepared to listen to him all night as to the problems, because we're not hearing them from anybody else, the problems confronting the OKU, and are they likely to be taken care of now with a new board? What he thought were the problems before the new board, and what's now facing the. So you didn't need to tell me what the people are, what you think the people are thinking, because I'm always worried about you, because you can put that tag before anything, right? The people are thinking. And I was also quite intrigued, as I said last night, that he talked about the people feeling that the United Workers' Party crowd were corrupt, and that the other side was not serious. And I went through a whole bunch of synonyms last night about serious.
But Rick, in your own way, you have also expressed a similar opinion or a similar position on NewsSpin. You know, you have done this, haven't you?
All the more reason. That's precisely why I'm going the way I'm going, because he came there as somebody with big ambitions, Prime Minister, and repeated the same complaints we've been having for years, going back to when he first appeared with you on Choice, when he appeared with me, and you and I and the people right now who call you are still on the same wicket. That's the whole point. So I would have thought that he would have told us something we are not in a position to know, but that he is. That's my precise point. You made it for me. Precise point. Okay? Now, the other thing, too, about this calling people corrupt. Tim, in all my years, I have criticized particular things. I'm very, very careful about calling people corrupt, unless, of course, an authority has deemed that. In my time, we've had about 4 inquiries. You remember them? Bloom Cooper, UN scandal,
Yeah.
Rochamel, the Ramsey report. All right?
You've had the investigation into town and village councils.
All of town and village councils. We've had NCA, right?
Yes.
In fact, my book, Lapses and Infelicities, that title comes out of what Kenny referred to as lapses and infelicities, which in fact was corruption. He called those corrupt discoveries lapses and infelicities, and that's why my book got the title. So I was wondering, is it that we have such a dearth of talent in this country, exemplified by a guy who's been trying 9 years ago, you said?
Yes.
Has never actually found himself in the run. He comes in, talks this, talks that, and for one reason or another, disappears into the wilderness. And I really was looking forward to him telling us some things we didn't know and the possible solutions. I mean, when you dismiss a government as not serious and you don't go into the details of why you say that, even when you had the opportunity, that's cause for pause, no?
It does mean it could mean a number of things, but I don't want to articulate why he was not in a position.
I know you're in a strange position.
No, Rick, not in a strange position, Rick. I just answered the way I felt.
You don't know what I mean by strange position.
What's the strange position?
But you don't know what I mean by strange position. Mm-hmm. So what I call a strange position, I was going to say, a guy's invited on your show. You give him time to talk himself, as opposed to you jumping on him. That's not exactly what it is at all. In terms of in any event, those are what I anticipated. And reading your chat room right now, it seems the people anticipate that it's high time. Look, I am highly critical of the United Workers' Party. You know, as you've heard me, there's some people on there who figure that if you're criticize the Philip Pierre, but don't criticize the other side. When in fact both sides have let us down. Both sides have let us down, so that when you say we are now faced again with choosing between two evils, I wonder if we haven't been doing this over and over and over, and I wonder whose fault it is, Tim. Because there are a lot of topics that should be discussed in detail before an election. Those questions must be asked. In many cases, they're not even asked by the opposition, let alone to be volunteering answers. So once again, we are in danger of having to pick between the lesser and greater evils based on who we like, as opposed to who we think has the solutions to the increasing problems we have and the new kind of problems which nobody is discussing. We are on the verge of having 202 not so nice people being deported to St. Lucia. Nobody's talking about that. They prefer not to talk about that. The fallout from Trump and his immigration policies present a monster of a problem for this country. The relationship with Trump and Maduro and Venezuela vis-a-vis our government and the opposition is something worth talking about, no?
It is.
Nobody talks about those things. Even when they come as guests on your program and presenting themselves as future prime ministers. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Well, the responsibility, therefore, of anyone who's presenting themselves for high office, if you want to be a candidate, if you have ambitions to become the prime minister of a country, is foremost to impress the people, impress the citizenry. And it takes a whole lot to do that. But you come up with the various ideas, the various prescriptions that certainly would entice people, that will impress people. Something innovative, something different compared to what is being offered, in this case, by the United Workers' Party and the SLP. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team and Amanda.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, team, I listened to the doctor on your show last night. First of all, I wasn't impressed. He reminded me of the Dr. St. Rose who wanted to run for Swissvale, who came out and made people believe he cared about St. Jude's and he cared about the health care. And that Dr. St. Rose has gone in hiding. Nobody's hearing about him and the plight of the hospitals, both St. Jude's and OKEU. And I cannot see this guy. I don't even know why he even thought that he could lead a party where I think he should go and run and fight for is to take Damian Greaves' job. That's where I think he might do better. Because the situation at the hospitals is in dire need of someone who has some medical background, or at least a proper administration to head the plight that we have here right now. Philip Pierre said we have good health care or proper health care. I don't know if he is aware that there are so many people who are diabetic, who have gone to the hospitals, both St. Jude's, or I don't even want to say St. Jude's, but the stadium and OKEU. And these people were put on dialysis. When they are discharged, they cannot come back to that hospital to get the dialysis treatment that they require because there are not sufficient chairs or sufficient equipment. So for him to come out and say that, and I need him to tell us that $200 million that he borrowed from the Saudis, where he has never mentioned that part of that money will be for equipment. He basically said for the hospital and the stadium. St. Lucia do not need money to repair stadium right now. What we need is equipment. We need echocardiogram machine. We need scanners. We need how you call it, these needles for biopsies. People are searching all over St. Lucia for needles for biopsy. These are the things we require. And if Pierre and his administration believe that he's going to open St. Jude's in the manner they open OKEU, and just open OKEU and no equipment, we're not going to buy that. So this gentleman who says he wants to be in politics, sir, stay in your section. Do what you know how to do. Go in the medical field. We need someone. All our doctors, most of our doctors are leaving. Nurses are leaving. They are frustrated. Why you did not come out and say something when the doctors were leaving? Why you allow Dr. Wilson alone to come out and speak, but you didn't come out. You stayed in hiding. And now you are coming on Newsmaker Live to say you want to run a seat, and you want to come and take. Why are you not going to challenge the Pierre? You want to challenge Alan Shastney? And I am not speaking on behalf of Alan Shastney. I am speaking on behalf of any leader who I see will bring my country forward. I saw Alan Shastney in the manner in which he saved many lives in the time of COVID. And hence the reason why I will support him versus Pierre, who dragged people on the streets in the time of COVID, and many more died. I will support Alan Shastney. He had a vision to put a better hospital than what we had before. And the Labour Party never finished that hospital. They said it was only Clorox or chemical that was needed. It's 4 years, it's going on to 4 years now. Who was lying? Alan Shastney or Philip Pierre or Alva Baptiste? Which one? We have OKEU. Who opened OKEU? Labour Party just named OKEU, but in the time of COVID, Alan Shastney, his Minister of Health at the time, and the UWP administration had the foresight to open the OKEU and leave Victoria Hospital for COVID patients, to segregate them from each other. If it was in the time of COVID, we had elected Philip Pierre, we would lost many of our family members. Many would be dead right now. And many of us know the truth. Our families are dying. They don't have medication. They are dying prematurely. And instead of we come out and speak, whether it's Labour or UWP, speak up. We are hiding. We're telling each other what's happening, and we are not speaking out. In the name of our families, we have to speak. And I will speak all the time on healthcare and the security. The last time I know I was comfortable walking in St. Lucia was in 2019. Then COVID came about, people were indoors. And from after that, the Labour Party came into power, people have been scared. So which government am I going to choose? You have to tell me. You have to tell me who to choose. I know who to choose, and it will be Alan Chasney and the United Workers' Party. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. Let us hear now from Mr. Alan Chasney, speaking this week during a press conference of his UWP on the subject of health and how the current administration has handled this sensitive area.
At OKU. I laugh at when I hear the Prime Minister today talk about, oh, OKU is costing $100 million. Well, we said that to you repeatedly. That the University of West Indies did an estimate that it was going to cost $75 million. You don't understand? Or you don't want to understand? And now today, you're realizing it's $100 million? You played politics with Millennium Heights, with the idea of the staff now being hired by Millennium Heights, transferred to Millennium Heights as an organization. You said to the people of St. Lucia, we were going to privatize healthcare in St. Lucia. Rubbish, nonsense, lie. And those same lies now are going to come back and haunt this government. Because all the basic things that they should have been doing, they have now backed themselves into a corner. Just like the St. Jude's. And so out of embarrassment and out of politics, that they would take up and adopt a policy that's contrary to the benefit of the people of this country. And it's heartbreaking. Because every day people are suffering. Every day people want to know that there's a sense of urgency to solve the healthcare problems in this country. And all they are given is propaganda and lies. Victoria Hospital had no operating systems. I've spent at length when I went through Victoria, the accounting system, the old computer systems, the lack of processes, and compared the difference between the operating system of the hospital, the management system at Victoria, compared to St. Jude's, because St. Jude's had the benefit of Mercy Hospital. So here's the next big lie that has cost lives in this country, has cost millions and millions of dollars of inefficiencies. Is what we were doing with Cayman Health City. Cayman Health City was not coming in here to operate OKEU. If they were going to operate anything at OKEU, it was going to be the fifth finger as a private hospital. But the opportunity came now to do an expanded hospital in the south. And in discussions with Tapia, we agreed to leave the space to Tapia up north and put an international hospital in the south. But they were also now using a proven management system to operate OKEU and St. Jude's. And so the training was in that regard, and also when COVID came and we couldn't get anyone to help us to transfer immediately into OKEU, it was them that came down. So when the government tells you about $2 million a month and we're wasting money on saving people's lives, that's a waste of money. To put in operating systems that would have prevented from the nonsense that's taking place now at OKEU. And you bring a politician now to come and run the hospital, and you want to tell the people of this country that you care?
Leader of the opposition, political leader of the UWP, Mr. Alan Chasney, speaking this week during a press conference of his party. Still to come, there's a St. Lucian urologist who lives and works in the UK. He has just sent me a WhatsApp message. I'll be going through it, and also you'll be hearing from Dr. Andrew Matthew. Spoke with him some 9 years ago on a television program. The program was called then Hot Button Issue, and that was on Choice Television. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It's called NewsSpin.
Get ready for the glitz and glamour of the Miss St. Lucia USA Independence Pageant. Join the Fabulous Five: Danielle Allen, Miss Castry South; Cheyenne Smith, Miss Mikud South; Tyler St. Rose, Miss Babodo; Ari Asa Liwa, Miss Castry Central; and Mikhail Williams, Miss Mikud North. Who will be crowned? Miss St. Lucia USA Independence Pageant 2025 on Saturday, February 1st from 6 p.m. at the Medgar Evers College Founders Auditorium, 1650 Bedford Avenue, Brooklyn. Tickets $80 US, VIP $120 US, or call 631-275-0508. This event is sponsored by Power 97.9 FM, Four Roots Entertainment, and the Consulate General of St. Lucia, New York. A magical evening awaits. Miss St. Lucia USA Independence Pageant 2025.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex Customer Service Office in Castries is now open for business, but we've moved. We're now located on Daisy Avenue in Sanssouci on the ground floor of the new Carilac building. We're open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check out our online options first. But if you do need to come in to see us, we'll be pleased to serve you with new connections, bill queries, payments, and other service requests. Lucilex Sanssouci office, ground floor of the Carilac building. New location, same great service.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of a secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
Ouais, messieurs, aujourd'hui, moi la KSP plein bon glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, me money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli mer pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Prendre pompe yo c'est Léo. Pompe ça c'est Major. Ils bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moins actuellement. Glo ka fonte. Europa ni pompe glo Léo entre pour les 9 juin et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
Take control of your health at La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay, Groselet. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostic services including our advanced full-body MRI scans. Did you know cancers affect millions but are curable when detected early? Our full-body MRI is radiation-free, painless, and highly accurate. It detects cancer early, spots hidden illnesses, and uses advanced technology to ensure you get the best care possible. At La Clinique de Corps, we prioritize your health and peace of mind. Our highly skilled team provides personalized care in a comfortable and welcoming environment. Protect your health and secure a healthier tomorrow with our comprehensive diagnostic solutions. Book your full body MRI today and take the first step towards a healthier future. Call us at 451-6559. Your health is our priority at La Clinique de Corps.
It's the Tile Thursday specials. The sale you've been waiting for is finally here, happening this Thursday at the Tile Gallery. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, bathroom, or updating your entire home, don't miss out on the chance to save big on high-quality tiles that will elevate any space. Mark your calendars for Tile Thursday specials, the last Thursday of every month. You can save up to 50% off on selected tiles. Located at M&C Home Depot in Sunville. Hurry in! These amazing deals are in-store only, and supplies are limited, so be sure to grab yours while you can. Remember, Tile Thursday only happens once a month, so don't miss out. Visit the Tile Gallery this Thursday. See in-store for details.
Shocking news, Doc. The fact that I'm hearing that you want to enter the political arena.
Yes.
I always got the impression that you had something to offer. Never expected that you would have been taking the plunge so soon. Yeah. What is your motive, sir?
Tim, I must say, my motive is because of the current situation. I look back, 20 years ago, when I was a teenager, and every now and then, I have people come to me, patients, especially the teens, the current teens, and I tell them, man, St. Lucia was so different when I was young. And then, I stopped to realize that, wait, I'm not so old to be talking about me being young and how St. Lucia was so different. But it was really so different. And I can definitely say that the changes that we've seen over the years have been in almost every aspect of livelihood in St. Lucia. I believe that these changes are mainly because of the failure of our political system. I think our leadership over the last 20 years has not been what St. Lucia was familiar with before those 20 years. I mean, Tim, if you think about it, we came from a period where we had Sir John Compton, Romanus Lancico, gentlemen like Peter Josie, Louis George, gentlemen who you could refer to without any hesitation as honorable, despite all what people said they had in their closet. And gentlemen who, without a doubt, you knew that they had the country as the most important thing to them. They were statesmen.
Is that a nostalgic feeling that you have? You're yearning for the days of yore, basically? Is that what you're craving for right now?
I'm craving to see good leadership once more. And I mean, it is also because of the current situation in St. Lucia. Tim, let's face it again. The situation is bad. As people say, the struggle is real. We think about the difficulties people are having in terms of affording simple things. People cannot afford their food in certain cases. People cannot afford to pay their bills. People cannot afford to pay their loans for their vehicle or for their homes. And most importantly for me, Tim, people are struggling to keep up with medical expenses.
It's a situation where people are going through that same thing during the Depression of the 1930s and other periods,
Definitely,
1970s and
definitely. But I think we can safely say, at least from this side, that the policies of this current administration seem to be culpable for the place that we are right now.
Welcome to the program, ma'am. What is your motive?
Well, Tim, I share some of the same sentiments as Dr. Matthew here. However, my motive is, likewise, I do want to see a St. Lucia that slightly resembles what we are used to. But more specifically, I want to give hope to young individuals like myself. As he says, the struggle is real, the challenges are real. And to become active in politics, for me, is because I strongly believe that we are at a point in our nation's history where our young people need to step up. Our young people need to be heard, and our young people need proper representation. Our young people are combating many challenges, and for me as a young woman and as a young mother, I can say that these challenges are real. I understand these challenges. Not only can I sympathize with, young mothers, young women, the youth, I can empathize with them because I know what their struggles are.
Now you want to inspire the young people and to give them hope.
Yes.
Obama wanted to do the same thing as well. But in the end, I'm sure that a larger section of the American population will tell you that they're very disappointed. It's one thing to want to inspire people, give them hope and so on, but it's one thing to deliver.
Tim, this is the point at which we're at right now. Many of our young people have lost hope. It takes so much energy to encourage and to revive, hope in our young people right now. They're all saying that they cannot make a change. They're all saying, well, what to do? It's almost like they're throwing their hands up in the air. You will never get every individual rallying behind you. You will never get every individual just pouncing on the idea for change. But I believe that if each and every one of us make the contribution that we can make, however small, however insignificant it may seem, collectively we can make a change. Collectively we can make a difference.
That interview was conducted some 9 years ago. I was then at Choice Television hosting a Wednesday evening program called Hot Button Issue. And you saw there Dr. Matthew, who was my guest last evening on Newsmaker Live, and also you saw Gina Connier. Those people are now married, husband and wife. And at that time, they were preaching change. And Dr. Matthew in 2025 is also preaching change. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Amanda, what is happening in the chat room?
A few comments from earlier, Tim. Someone says, ready or not, Trump's deportation plan is going through. Another comment, corruption will not end because the electorate doesn't care about it, especially if they are getting the cut of the pie. Someone says, all the greedy Joes coming out of their holes to be in politics now because everyone wants to become a billionaire overnight. Another comment reads, Dr. Matthew Appa from VA4, Justice for One and All need your help. Please join him in the independent platform and you will be the best suited to be the Prime Minister for the Independent Party. You have the education, the knowledge and the look of a Prime Minister, fresh and healthy doctor. Another comment, team question, is the Connell's Hotel and Order El Parade Hotel field projects under the SLP? Someone says, I think the doctor was on the right path. He just didn't articulate his position clearly. He believes in direct democracy where the people vote on any major legislation or policy. Another comment, there are people who can make a meaningful contribution to St. Lucia without entering the political arena. Another comment reads, exactly. Why won't you have taken operational costs as a factor when building a hospital? Someone says, just like PJP had all the answers in opposition, but now he is Mr. Massav. Another comment, have we heard this doctor addressing the current health issues, but he wants to become a politician? Someone says, most of the major hospitals in the US now use Epic softwares, systems to manage their operations, synchronizing all patients' health data across jurisdiction, making it easier for all. SLP is hell-bent on keeping us ignorant. And someone says here, just keeping St. Lucia in the 15th century while they use the taxpayers' money to get rich. What's wrong with that? It doesn't mean because we are uneducated, we have to be stupid too. And that's it for now.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for that update. Looking forward to some more updates from you during the course of our program. WhatsApp message. The sad reality is it has become a norm of tobacco party to get to where you want to be in life. This two-party system will change when age ranges of 50 to 70 will die-hard supporters become open-minded and not brainwashed with a few payment of bills and house renovations. This two-party system will remain until the earlier generations make sense out of nonsense. Call via WhatsApp. As we say hello, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello. Let's try again. We seem to have lost that call. Hello? Okay, we lost the call. So I suspect, sir, you will have to call back. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's see if you have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi, good day.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good day.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I usually happen to listen to a lot of the programs that run live. I don't usually listen to it live, so I wasn't able to call it last night. But I just thought it was so interesting. One of the points that I got from what Dr. Matthew was saying, and that point was essentially at some point the political, I don't know if you want to call the leadership or the political executive, they don't listen to what the ground is saying. I mean, he was very careful in his words when he said the people, Flobo supporters told him and Labour supporters are saying, but he doesn't believe until he sees actual documents in front of him. And I think at one point in the conversation, you used the word perception. So whether it's perception or actual reality, perception is also just as powerful as reality. So if there is a perception that you do not have the support, and people are trying to indicate that to you, but for whatever reason, you may be, I think there is a point in that cycle of politics where when you're in power, sometimes you get blind, maybe because of all the positive things that you think that you're going to achieve or willing to achieve or have achieved, but you become blind or deaf to some of the, how would I say, the opposing voices that even within your camp, and it's constructive criticism, let's put it that way, but people don't see it that way, the way the politics are designed in St. Lucia. You say something, you constructively criticize your own party, and it's like they want to ask you, who are you supporting? You know, until the post-mortem is done after you lose the election, to try to figure out why you lost the election. And then you realize, but people saw the signs and they were trying to alert us to these signs. But we were just not listening for whatever reason. And I think that's one of the points that he brought out last night, and which I totally agree with him. And I think his analytical skills, if you want to put it that way, with regards to the politics, maybe that's his calling. you know what I mean? Maybe that's his calling. But I just found it very, very interesting. He also made the point that Alan Chastney lost 15-2, and that within itself is a message. It's something I never looked at from that perspective. But you know, funny enough, what happened was after he said that and you opened the lines and people were calling, there were a few well-known callers, let's put it that way, that were calling and bashing him, so to speak, or countering what he was saying, trying to find all kinds of counters to what he was saying. And I was like, I know the voices of these people who are talking. And these are the people who would cause the party to lose the election. Because instead of sitting back and thinking, let me take a look. Let me take a look at what this guy was saying. Let me engage him a little more. Let me ask him, who are the people that told him what they told him, and under what circumstances they told him this, and let's see, you know, if there's any scientific connection to the loss of the election. But no, they just kept bashing, and I said to myself, when I was listening, and I said to myself, that's the exact reason that you're going to lose again. Because instead of analyzing and taking it back to the table, you just come and attack the man and attack the man and attack the man. But he's saying something that makes sense. You know, if you're going to go down that road, chances are you're going to lose the election. You're not listening. You only want to hear what you want to hear. But there are other voices out there that tell you, okay, we have been in this thing long enough. We could sit back and analyze. It's just like the stock market crashes. Some people pull out their money years before a stock market crash because based on their guidance and their knowledge, certain signs or certain metrics, when it gets to certain thresholds, they expect a recession, they expect a pullback, they expect a correction. So they pull out their money a long time. But a lot of people are saying the prices are going up and up and up, and they still keep investing at the high prices. And so, but people are there and people are telling you, listen, take some time out and listen to people. I know in the heat of an election campaign, it might not be the easiest time, but one of the key points he was making, which I took away from what he was saying, and it happens on both sides. It happens on both UWP and Labour, that you need to listen when people are talking. One of the examples I have is your good friend Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's your good friend.
Frank Charles.
But I mean, of recent, yes, Frank Charles. Of recent, he has posted some stuff saying to the constituency, the MPs who are not doing this and who are not doing that, and he's being a little critical. But he's been there. He's been on both sides of the equation. And he's been in the politics for a while. If somebody like that is telling you something, you need to sit back and examine it, engage him, see where his thinking is coming from, before you just dismiss him and decide to move forward. Next thing after the election now, you shamefully looking and saying, boy, Frank was right.
Okay, caller.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
But I really enjoyed that point.
Thank you so much for calling. WhatsApp message, somebody said the doctor last night made some good points, and particularly regarding the state of Castries. However, I do not think he had any serious solution. Secondly, as a medical doctor, I would have expected him to come on the show to discuss health care and present some solutions for that sector. He would have gained more respect from me had he taken that approach. He seemed to speak more about crime and criticism of the leaders of the SLP and UWP, again with no viable solution. I think he needs to go back to the drawing board. Continue to send me your WhatsApp messages, and of course, continue to call at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Let's see if you have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah. Tim, as a member of the United Workers' Party, it is concerning to me when I hear allegations of corruption have been leveled at the United Workers' Party. But let us look at what obtains. What happens election after election, election cycle after election cycle, is that you have baseless allegations, particularly coming from the SLP, about corruption in the United Workers' Party. They end up winning elections to a large extent based on those kinds of allegations and accusations at the level. They get into office, but then they find themselves in a position where they can investigate and to do something about it. Nothing has ever been done. None of the allegations have been proven. They have turned out to be baseless, without merit. And yet still, St. Lucians allow them to continuously perpetuate that kind of behavior. Now, I'm saying that is serious because these are the things that influence people's decisions as to determining the government of a country, who are the leaders that they're going to select, and so on. But then at the end of the day, I believe the time has come where that should no longer be allowed for people to just, without merit, without substantiating it, just level allegations against people that have never been proven, and of course benefit from it by gaining political office. And when it is not substantiated, there's no penalty, meted out to them. There's no consequence for them, and so they just continuously do it. We as St. Lucians must smarten up right now and understand that, the time has come where we cannot just take at face value what some people just, bring to us. Because look at, for example, the number of allegations that were made against Guy Joseph. Okay? What has the SLP done to prove any of the claims that they were making? What have they done to show that there was any truth in what they were saying? The SLP, realizing they have used that bluff so much, They now have brought in a special prosecutor to show that they are serious and that they're going to do something about it. The taxpayers have paid that individuals for over a year now. And we have gotten absolutely nothing coming from that office. Absolutely nothing coming from the appointment of a special prosecutor. You know what the Prime Minister has done in recent times? When asked about the role and function of the special prosecutor and what have St. Lucians benefited, paying a salary to an individual called a special prosecutor, you know what he said to them? You go and bring your allegations of corruption to the special prosecutor and so on. Now, you all were the ones making the allegations. You are in office today. You have access to files and documents and all of that. You engaged a special prosecutor. Now that you realize the bluff is exposed, you're saying to the people it is their responsibility to bring cases to the special prosecutor. I mean, come on. I mean, we have been taken for a ride for too long now. Our intelligence has been insulted for so long. They disdainfully disrespect us over and over again, and we continue to accept it. That nonsense has to come to an end, you know. And I think it is the time that those people who play that game with us should be taken to task for the wastage. First of all, for fooling the misleading people, and secondly, for the wastage that they engage in using taxpayers' dollars because it don't cost them personally to just perpetuate that game that they have been playing. And it's about time St. Lucian recognize that it is a game. So to just say that there is corruption in the United Workers' Party, substantiate it. Substantiate it. If not, shut up. Because all of those allegations are proven to be baseless. All of those allegations are proven to be false by opportunists who seek political office, and use any tactic, any strategy, including insulting the intelligence of the voters and citizens of this country to get to where they want to go to. That is my contribution for today.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. PRO of the opposition, UWP, and former government minister, Leonard Spider Motut. Still to come on the broadcast, what is next for MP for Castries Southeast, Joachim Henry? This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control, all so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
It's the Tile Thursday specials. The sale you've been waiting for is finally here, happening this Thursday at the Tile Gallery. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, bathroom, or updating your entire home, don't miss out on the chance to save big on high-quality tiles that will elevate any space. Mark your calendars for Tile Thursday specials, the last Thursday of every month. You can save up to 50% off on selected tiles. Located at M&C Home Depot in Sunville. Hurry in! These amazing deals are in store only, and supplies are limited, so be sure to grab yours while you can. Remember, Tile Thursday only happens once a month, so don't miss out. Visit the Tile Gallery this Thursday. See in-store for details.
It is well known by all solution professional tradesmen and even homeowners that European-made tools are the best. Well, guess what? Europa Hardware is having a massive promotion on the Metabo brand of power tools. From impact drills to angle grinders, jigsaws to rotary hammers, sanders and hot air guns, all at unbeatable, jaw-dropping prices. Don't let your tools let you down. Come to Europa and stay standing with a proud in-the-hand tool from Metabo. Call us at 452-0763 or visit us in Massat Grosile. Europa, we service what we sell.
Take control of your health at La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay, Grosile. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostic services including our advanced full-body MRI scans. Did you know cancers affect millions but are curable when detected early? Our full-body MRI is radiation-free, painless, and highly accurate. It detects cancer early, spots hidden illnesses, and uses advanced technology to ensure you get the best care possible. At La Clinique de Corps, we prioritize your health and peace of mind. Our highly skilled team provides personalized care in a comfortable and welcoming environment. Protect your health and secure a healthier tomorrow with our comprehensive diagnostic solutions. Book your full-body MRI today and take the first step towards a healthier future. Call us at 451-6559. Your health is our priority at La Clinique de Corps.
Get ready for the glitz and glamour of the Miss St. Lucia USA Independence Pageant. Join the Fabulous Five: Danielle Allen, Miss Castry South, Cheyenne Smith, Miss Mikud South, Tyler St. Rose, Miss Babodo, Ari Asa Liwa, Miss Castry Central, and Mikhail Williams, Miss Mikud North. Who will be crowned Miss St. Lucia USA Independence Pageant 2025 on Saturday, February 1st from 6 p.m. at the Medgar Evers College Founders Auditorium, 1650 Bedford Avenue, Brooklyn. Tickets $80 US, VIP $120 US, or call 631-275-0508. This event is sponsored by Power 97.9 FM, Four Roots Entertainment, and the Consulate General of St. Lucia, New York. A magical evening awaits. Miss St. Lucia USA Independence Pageant 2025.
On Saturday, I think, while I was at church, saying that I had a massive heart attack. This is not true. That wasn't true. And of course, I'm asking for persons who would use social media to circulate, this sort of information that could make other persons feel uncomfortable, like my family who were not with me at the time. They should desist from doing so. I am extremely well. I'm fine. I'm fit. I'm able to do what I'm doing. That is as far as my health is concerned. I am extremely well, and I'm hoping to maintain my health and to do what I'm supposed to do to stay fit and care for myself and my family. Yeah. Yes.
In relation to your health, Martha, as you said, your health is strong. You will be the candidate for the next general election for Castries South.
For Castries South, the party has its process. The party would invoke the necessary processes, and that is happening in all constituency. I've indicated my interest to continue to be the candidate. I've done so, and the process of the party is on. in all constituencies, similar to Castries Southeast. And I would say that I submit myself to the party process. And of course, you would hear a lot more in due time. But yes, I've indicated my interest to continue, and I will try again, subject to the approval of the process and letting the process go through. So I think the St. Lucia Labour Party has a constitution, and there's a process by which candidates are selected.
Are there any other contenders?
There are persons who have indicated their interest, of course, and I think most persons would know. And of course, that in itself has its own process by which that is dealt with by the party. So I think the time is approaching, and I think everybody's excited. There's a bit of anxiety in the air. There's a bit of machinations and persons doing what they have to do.
Just heard there from the MP for Castries Southeast, looking forward to contesting that seat again on a St. Lucia Labour Party ticket come the next general election, and that is Joachim Henry. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, too many of these so-called armchair politicians have all the answers. Too many of them have political ambitions, yet they want to criticize the very same profession that they want to join. Sadly, there are even sitting politicians who claim they are not politicians, which means that they too believe the blackened, tarnished image or perception of politics. If it is so bad, so this and so that, why do they want to come in? I have never heard a footballer wanting desperately to join a team begin by blasting the same team they want to join. Mem, that's a WhatsApp message. Let me turn my attention to you, Amanda, and what's happening in the chat room.
Tim, someone says, inspired hope through politics or actually being on the ground working with the youth. Another comment, when Alan made the statement about US visa waivers for St. Lucian, I stopped taking him seriously. Barbados, who has had a better economy than us from the beginning of time, still needs visas. Another comment, once your name is Matthew, the only thing you are good at is making roti. Someone says, PJP said he was the most readied. What has he done over the past 3.5 years without barriers of a pandemic? Someone says, our system is messed up. We need to put power in the hands of the people. The people should have voted on the racetrack, and the people should have voted on the GPH deal. Our electoral department should not only function on election day. Another comment, Shasne, if we were a super rich country, you would have been a great prime minister because you are high end. We need someone that understands that we are limited and you can't blast cash. Someone replied to this saying, does that include a tiny airport despite being heavily dependent on tourism, huts for hospital, bad roads, etc.? Another comment, if the doctor is not yet a member and he's already talking in that manner, I do not trust him. Someone says, loyalists are the greatest contributors to the defeat of political parties. Someone replied to this saying, also add politicians who demand absolute loyalty from their members wholeheartedly contribute to the demise and vision of any party affiliation. And that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We should have time to take in one other update from you in just a moment. WhatsApp message. Joachim is the worst representative for Castries Southeast has ever had on both the SLP and UWP platform. He and Philip J. Pierre, they know that we miss Guy Joseph. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, this information is a real threat to democracy. People who are information illiterate forms the greater portion of this. This happens also because of the reluctance of government to release public records and information. Therefore, rumors run rife and not only causes public making uninformed decisions, but the degradation of democracy. I understand if the doctor had used the popular vote to validate the popularity or unpopularity of Alan Shasney. A constituency approach would be, to me, irrelevant, since many constituencies may have been lost by slim margins. I think it was tactical that he did not use this approach. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Okay, somebody has a complaint. Let's see there. All right. So this St. Lucian, who is a urologist over in the United Kingdom, send a WhatsApp message, simply reads, greatest wish for 2025 is for our people to be able to have access to adequate diagnostic and therapeutic services so that the number of GoFundMe requests on social media can decrease significantly. And that was a WhatsApp message. Let's see there. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Once again, 716-2026. And let us see if we have a call online via WhatsApp. No, we don't. Let's see there. If we have any comments in the chat room of late, just coming through the last few seconds. Anything new, Amanda?
I see a few. Someone says, so Lisa Jawari, they're campaigning and the man is still interested in running. Another comment, that email writer who wrote about the visa statements must have failed English miserably. Let me see if I see something else. Someone says, Tim, we have heard statements from the leadership of Grenada St. Kitts on Trump's deportation policy. So when will we be hearing from our leadership? Someone says, Spider, I was thinking the same from the time I heard the response to a question posed to him. For God's sakes, you told the people there was corruption in the UWP government. Now you're asking the people to go to the special prosecutor if they have evidence.
We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hi, Tim. Good afternoon. This is Dominic Fading.
Hi, good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. Tim, the comments by Dr. Matthew have actually piqued my interest. I didn't get an opportunity to hear your show, but I did hear tremendous commentary in the aftermath of your show. The allegation of corruption.
I think you've forgotten. You've forgotten that if it's Wednesday's Newsmaker Live, Mr. Fading.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, but continue.
We do have constituency commitments as well.
Okay, go ahead.
So the comments by Dr. Matthew are confusing to me. Because, Tim, I remember at our last convention, Dr. Matthew himself was trying to become a member of the United Workers' Party. And he was vying for an executive position within the United Workers' Party. So it then leaves me to wonder, was Dr. Matthew trying to become a leader or an executive member among the same corrupt bunch that he's referred to on your show? So it's very, very confusing to me to hear him sprout those allegations of corruption. Leave that confusion aside. But Tim, I want to say with pride that I had the opportunity to work in a cabinet with some of the most remarkable people, and none less than the leader, Alan Chasney. And I want to say to Dr. Matthew, here are a few things he should consider about the United Workers' Party and the leadership of Alan Chasney as it relates to corruption. One, Tim, you would recall that despite great political inconvenience, Alan Chasney proved to the people of St. Lucia that when two of his ministers had run into foul with integrity or with any aspect of governance, or would have breached the ministerial code in any way, or would have violated what we all regard as ethical behavior, he terminated them. That has not happened, Tim, in recent memory, not as far back as I can remember. And so I am very happy to be with a leader who espouse those values and who demonstrate those qualities. Number two, Tim, you would recall that during the tenure of Alan Chasney, he brought a bill to Parliament to amend the Crown Prosecutions Act. Now, a lot of discussions were held yesterday on the Integrity in Public Life Act. The Crown's Prosecution Act is a piece of legislation used by law enforcement officials to prosecute offenders of public governance. So if, for example, someone ran into foul with any aspect of governance, this is the legislation they would use. But the amendment is most important because prior to the amendment, Tim, you had a limitation in terms of the number of years that you can go back. Alan Chasney said, look, I am going to make sure that there's no statute of limitations on the Crown Prosecutions Act. So if someone within our government had, committed a crime or any aspect of corruption, then the legislative framework of our country was made possible by Alan Chasney, regardless of what timeline, whether you're talking 20 years, 50 years ago, you can actually take legal action and undertake proceedings against that individual. I want to say to Dr. Matthew that when we passed the CIP National Economic Fund, at great political inconvenience, Alan Chasney depoliticized the management of the CIP National Economic Fund. The board members, Tim, were the ones who made the decision on where the funds were going to be spent. This government came in and changed that and said cabinet will make the final decision as to what a capital project is. Now, that very Christmas, they went and they took the CIP money and they did a step program. And St. Lucians wouldn't recall this, but these are all facts. But lastly, I want to say this. Richard Frederick, who is now a sitting government minister in the St. Lucia Labour Party administration, could never ever pass the grade for a cabinet position in a cabinet led by Alan Chasney. You know why Richard is so awage, as they would say in local parlance, with the United Workers' Party? It is because we have the integrity and we have the standard to say, Richard, go and clean up yourself before you can qualify to be a member of the United Workers' Party again. And so, Tim, at a national council meeting, not only the leadership, but overwhelmingly the delegates of the United Workers' Party made a decision to expel Richard Frederick, who had all kinds of allegations of corruption surrounding him. So we see that on many occasions, the United Workers' Party, whether in government, whether in taking care of its party affairs, under the leadership of Alan Chasney and the present leadership, that what we do is that we have a zero tolerance for corruption. And so I want to wish Dr. Matthew well, but I want to advise him, Tim, that he needs to bring evidence when he's going to cast very serious allegations of corruption against the reputations of others. Now, I understand that Dr. Matthew has political ambitions. No problems with that. But let's have a contest of ideas. And if you do find very tangible evidence of corruption, I would say to him, bring it forward on any of us, because we're quite happy. But I want to also say to him, Tim, that he is very likely to end up in the same place of the St. Lucia Labour Party that are struggling to find a credible case to give to the special prosecutor. Tim, thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you so much, Deputy Political Leader of the Opposition, UWP, Mr. Dominic Ferry. Our NewsSpin news of the day, it reads, Canadian consumers call for boycott of American-made food in light of tariff threat. Canadian consumers call for boycott of American-made food in light of tariff threat. Our NewsSpin news of the day. The question of the day reads, how effective is the Integrity Commission in the fight against corruption? How effective is the Integrity Commission in the fight against corruption? Don't know if we have any final comments in the chat room to go through, Amanda. Do we have any?
I have a few. Someone says you are absolutely correct, Mr. Fede. This kind of amendment is not what someone who supports or excuses corruption would enact. Comment here from Frank Myers reads 118 to 1. There shall be an integrity commission for St. Lucia. 2. The commission shall consist of a chairman and not less than 2 nor more than 4 other members. 3. The members of the commission shall be appointed by the Governor General, acting in accordance with the advice of the Prime Minister, who shall first consult with the leader of the opposition. Note the word shall. In the first section of paragraph 118, at the moment, there is no integrity commission, the last having expired on March 26, 2024. This is a blatant violation of the Constitution by the very government that swore to uphold the Constitution. St. Lucians, take note. That's it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much. Finally, somebody called NewsSpin yesterday, and the person said, NewsSpin serves as my inner light. NewsSpin serves as my inner light.
Right now I'm blind,
Mm-hmm.
but when I had my eyesight, the sun would have light me throughout the day. The moon and the stars would have given me light throughout the night. All of this is gone, Tim. And I'm saying thank God for you and for NewsSpin that I can get another type of light, an inner light that lights on me, my mind, then I could continue in this life that I'm living. I don't know if you get that.
We're happy to be of service to you, sir.
Right. But you see what happened. Some people might say you are biased, you are this, you are that. But what I realized is that you are taking the darkness and you are bringing it into light. Now, people who rather darkness more than light is because their deeds are evil, their works, are negative things they do, so they don't want to be in the light.
NewsSpinner Pato over in Miku. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 12:30, with another edition of NewsSpin. Goodbye.